Wow, we are going to learn so many cool things on this Homeschool Pop video. Alright, what's the first thing we should learn? How about equal parts? We're going to learn how to recognize if something shows equal parts or if something shows unequal parts. Hold on, my boss is giving me his pizza order again. I'm telling you, he loves pizza way too much. I mean, I like pizza, it's fine. But he's always giving me his pizza order. I'm always picking it up for him. And I just gotta keep writing down, he's got all these instructions. He likes his pizza a certain way. Oh, wow. Oh, he wants me to have some of the pizza with him. Oh, man, and Ted and Gilbert. Oh, all four of us having the same pizza. All of us sharing a pizza? So what would that look like? What would it look like if we had this pizza put in 4 equal parts? How would we know that these parts of the pizza were equal? A pizza with 4 equal parts might look like this. Pretty cool, huh? We know the parts are equal because each of the parts are the same size. We're gonna play a game called Are These Equal Parts? Okay, it's not really a game, but we can make it into a game, right? Okay, it's not like checkers, it's not like chess, it's not like basketball, like soccer, okay? It's not like a game, okay? But it's still gonna be fun, and we're gonna be able to see, work with me here, okay? We're gonna be able to see if these pictures show equal parts or if these pictures show unequal parts. So here is our first picture. Now we're going to be looking to see if this picture shows equal parts. And this picture shows how many parts? 2. Good job. Now, are these equal parts? Yes, this picture shows 2 equal parts, and we know they're equal because they're the same size. Now look at this one. This picture shows how many parts? Yeah, 3 parts. Now, are these equal parts? No, they're not equal parts. They're not equal parts because they're not all the same size. This picture does not show equal parts. Great job. Now let's give this picture a try. How many parts does this picture show? 3. Good job. And are these parts equal parts? No, they're not equal parts. Can you imagine if you got that bottom part, if this square was like a cake, and you got that bottom part? That wouldn't be fair. Why? These are not equal parts. Let's give this triangle picture a try. How many parts does this picture show? Great job, 3. And are these equal parts? Yes, they're equal parts because they are all the same size. Equal parts means each part is the same size. Great job. What about this picture? How many parts does this picture have? Be careful when you count, it's a little bit tricky. This picture has 4 parts. Now, are these equal parts? No, they're not equal parts. How do we know? Because they're not the same size. I don't know about you, But I feel pretty good about this equal parts stuff. It just means that the parts are the same size. When they're the same size, that means they're equal. Hey, Petey. I know. I heard about your plane. You know, it's a cool plane, you know, and it's neat. I don't know if it flies, or you look pretty confident that it's going to fly, which is cool. Yeah, I see you. Hello. Hello. Yeah, thanks for waving. Thanks for saying hello. You know, we're actually in the middle of learning. We're in the middle of learning a lot of new cool things right now, so I actually do have to go. Hi, you're still waving. Okay. We're gonna go, because now we need to learn about units of time. There are 3 main units of time in a day: seconds, minutes, and hours. A second is the smallest unit of time. It's so tiny. A minute is a lot bigger than a second. And then an hour is even bigger. An hour is the biggest unit of time in a day. We are going to look at each of these individually, okay? It is going to be a great time. Get it? It's funny, right? First, we're going to learn about seconds. A second is the smallest unit of time. It's extremely short. Now, a fair warning to you, you're about to see some very cute animals that are going to help us understand just how long a second is. Hey, what did we say? We warned you. Okay. The time that it takes this cute little dog to jump is a second. It's just like a moment. Boom. The dog jumps, whoo, in the air for a second, down. And you see how this dog, he's jumping over that pole. Really cool, great dog. It takes just a second to jump. That's a second. That's the sound. That's a second. Okay, another cute animal. This is a cat, and this cat is blinking. The time it takes to blink is a second. Not just for cats, for humans. Why don't you give it a try? Go ahead and blink. Yeah, that's a second. Can you blink again? That's another second. Can you blink again? That's a second. It's so short. It's such a short amount of time. Could you blink again? Okay, that'll be the last time. Okay, it's a second. It's a second to blink. Oh, who doesn't love a good seal? Here's a seal in the water saying hi by waving. That wave takes just a second. Did you know when we say hi, that takes a second too? Why don't we give that a try? Say the word hi. 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 That's a second. Hi. That's a second. Hi. Now, I don't want you to annoy people around you, but I want you to understand it just takes a second to say hi or to wave. Waving usually takes just a second. On a clock, seconds are shown with the thinnest line. It's also the line that moves the fastest because seconds are the shortest period of time. Now, you might not realize this, but every unit of time has an abbreviation. An abbreviation is a short form of a word, and seconds actually have 2 abbreviations. The abbreviations of seconds are sec or just the letter S. Here's an example. You could say 1 second. Or if you wanted to write it with an abbreviation, you could write 1 sec or just 1 S. Here's another example. 5 seconds could be written 5 sec or 5 S. Now, you don't always have to do that. You don't always have to use an abbreviation. But if you want to abbreviate and make seconds shorter, you can just write 5 sec or 5 S. The final example 10 seconds can be written 10 sec or 10 s. Sec or s are abbreviations of the word seconds. Seconds are the shortest unit of time. Next, we're going to talk about minutes. A minute is the next biggest unit of time after seconds. Now, how much bigger is a minute than a second? Well, believe it or not, a minute is 60 seconds. 60 seconds! 60 is a lot. Now, you might be wondering, how much is 60? I'd love to see that. Well, look at this. It's a lot! It's a lot! 60 is a lot. A minute is 60 seconds. Now, here's an example of something that takes about a minute. A little girl blowing bubbles takes about a minute. About 60 seconds. For a while, she'll blow these bubbles and then she'll be done. She might spend a couple minutes, or she might just spend a minute. It's not too long, but it's not too short. It's a minute. This little boy's tired. Maybe he played for a long time and he just wants to sit down for a minute. This is something that might take a minute, sitting down and just taking a break. It wouldn't be enough of a break to just take a second break, but a minute can help him rest. A minute is 60 seconds. It's enough time to take a break, to breathe for a while, and then to go back to playing. Here's our final example of a minute. A little girl who's cuddling with her teddy bear. Maybe she named him Mr. Perkins, and maybe she'll give him hugs every once in a while, but now she's taking her time to cuddle him for 60 seconds, a minute. Maybe she'll spend about a minute. A second would just be too short to hug Mr. Perkins, but cuddling for a minute, she would take a minute to do that. On a clock, minutes are shown with the longest line. So when you look at a clock, the longest line, called a hand on a clock, that longest hand measures the minutes. Now remember, every unit of time has an abbreviation. And remember, an abbreviation is just a short form of a word. The abbreviation of minutes is min, M-I-N, min. Here's an example. 1 minute would be abbreviated 1 min. Look at this one. 5 minutes would be abbreviated 5 min. 10 minutes would be abbreviated 10 min. A minute is the next biggest unit of time after seconds. The last unit of time we're looking at today are hours. Hours are the largest units of time in the day. In fact, in a day, there's only 24 of them. Not many at all. Okay, so how long is an hour exactly? Well, an hour is 60 minutes. And do you remember how big the number 60 is, right? Ooh. Lots of minutes. 60 minutes. An hour is 60 minutes. And remember, a minute is 60 seconds. So it's a lot of time. Here's an example of an hour. This girl playing out in the snow. This girl would want to play out in the snow for like an hour, right? 60 minutes. 1 minute wouldn't be enough playing out in the snow. And 1 second, well, 1 second is like, hi, and that's a second, remember? So an hour is 60 minutes. It's a good long time to play out in the snow. And that's how long this little girl might be playing outside in the snow. Ah, fun! Playing out in the water! That's awesome! This is so much fun! This little boy is probably going to want to play in the water for about an hour, right? 1 minute wouldn't be long to play in the water at all. Remember, 1 minute is only 60 seconds. And 1 second, remember, hi, that's a second. So an hour is a good long time to play out in the water, to have a lot of fun, and to get some really great exercise. Here's our final example of an hour. This little girl is taking a nap. A nap oftentimes takes an hour. 1 minute wouldn't be long enough for a really good nap. And 1 second, well, you already know how long a second is. A second wouldn't do it all either. An hour is a good long time. On a clock, hours are shown with the thick, short line. And that's the line on the clock that moves the slowest because hours are so long. Now, as you've remembered before, every unit of time has an abbreviation, and an abbreviation is a short form of a word, okay? And these kids already know this, okay? And why is this penguin moving so... The abbreviations of an hour are HR or just H. Here's an example. 1 hour could be written 1 HR or 1 H. Now 5 hours could be abbreviated 5 HR or 5H. And 24 hours, which is how long a day is, could be abbreviated 24 HR or 24 H. Hey, whoa, okay, first of all, elephants don't drive, okay? Elephants can't get a driver's license, and he's driving on the grass! He's driving on the grass! You're gonna ruin the lawn! Okay, what's going on here? Alright, this is out of hand. Okay. Elephant, I don't want to tell you what you can do and what you can't do, but you can't drive, alright? Oh my goodness. Alright, next we are going to learn about addition. I love addition, I love it very much. I love addition, I add up all my stuff. I know, the voice of an angel. Alright, so really, why do I love addition? Why do I love addition? And why should you love addition? Well, I love addition because addition is so simple and so much fun. We're going to show you, we're going to prove to you that addition is so simple and so much fun. You're going to have a great time doing it. Okay, so you might be wondering, what is addition? What do we do when we do addition? Well, addition is putting numbers together. It's like a great game of putting numbers together, okay? Addition is putting numbers together. Now we're going to show you exactly how this works by talking about this sport. Do you know what sport this is? Yeah, this is golf. This lady hit the golf ball and she's hoping that the golf ball goes into the hole. We're pulling for you, Sally. Don't know if you actually got the ball in the hole, but we're pulling for you, Sally. You can do it, Sally. You can do it. You see, she's so excited. She doesn't know. She doesn't know, but we don't know either. So, anyway. All we can do is guess. We don't really know Sally all that well. But let's pretend that Sally loves golf, and let's pretend that Sally likes to collect golf balls. So Sally is playing with 1 golf ball. Let's say that's the only golf ball she has with her right now. She's got 1 golf ball. But she finds another golf ball by a tree. So she had 1 golf ball, and then she found another one. We need to put these numbers together, don't we, to find out how many golf balls she has now. Putting numbers together, that's addition! That's addition! So now we put these 2 numbers together. She had 1 golf ball, she found another one, so let's add both of those balls. How many do we have? Yeah, 2. Sally now has 2 golf balls. Good job, Sally! Oh, Addition, I knew I loved you. Oh, Addition, all you are is just putting numbers together. So simple, so fun, a game anyone can play. Well, you know Sally. She went back to that golf course the very next day. Because remember, she loves golf, right? And of course, Sally brought her 2 golf balls. Because remember, she had 1 golf ball, then she found another one, so now she has 2. But you know what? She had a great day at the course, and she actually found 2 more balls. I know, isn't that crazy? Sally is really great at finding golf balls. She found 2 more balls. Now we have to find out how many golf balls she has. Wait a second. Oh, we're putting numbers together. It's addition. It's time. We're gonna get to do addition again. Remember, addition is putting numbers together. She had 2 balls, and now she's found 2 more balls, and we get to find out how many she has now. That's addition, putting numbers together. So she had 2 balls, and she's found 2 new ones, so we need to find out what 2 plus 2 is. What a great addition problem. What's 2 plus 2? If you don't know, you can actually just count the golf balls. What's 2 plus 2? Yeah, 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Remember, addition is putting numbers together. 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's addition, putting numbers together. Oh, bless her heart. Sally's at it again. She's back at the golf course to collect more golf balls. So Sally brings all of her golf balls. Now she has 4 of them. She brought all 4 to the golf course. Well, she looked high and low, and wouldn't you know it, she found 3 golf balls during her time at the golf course. I know, she's so good at collecting golf balls. Now we need to figure out how many golf balls she has. And yes, we're putting numbers together, so it's going to be an addition problem. She had 4 golf balls, and now she has 3 more golf balls. So what is 4 plus 3? Remember, with addition, we're just putting numbers together. So if you need help, you can actually count the number of golf balls on the screen. What's 4 plus 3? Yeah, 4 plus 3 equals 7. She has 7 golf balls now. Great job adding. Well, now you know the basics of addition, and now you know why I love addition so much. In the comments below, tell us how much you love addition, because it's fun, right? It's simple, it's fun. Where's Sally? Where's Sally? Ah, there she is. There she is. There's our little star. Thanks for helping us count how many golf balls she got. And remember, addition is just putting numbers together. Here's our friend Fred. We heard that he just took up the harp. He just started playing the harp. Fred, we can't hear you. We're having audio problems with Fred right now. Fred, you look so happy playing. We can't hear you, okay? You gotta wear your mic or something. We can't hear the music. Oh, he doesn't even know. Isn't that nice? You know, Fred is just plucking away. He's having a good time. You know, kind of like we're having a good time right now with these learning videos. And next, we are going to learn about 3-dimensional shapes. This is going to be awesome. Love the 3D shapes. A lot of people know the 2D shapes. You might not know the 3D shapes. You're in the right place. Before we get started, let me just dance here real quick. This is really cool music. I really like this. You know, I like to dance. You know, some people, they're not dancers. You know, I dance. I dabble in dancing. You know, Alright, that's enough. Can somebody turn that music off? I mean, seriously, I can't teach like this. I can't teach with this music going on. You know, I feel like I'm in a candy shop. Let's turn the music off, please. Thanks. So here they are, our old friends, the 2D shapes. You're familiar with these, you know? You're familiar with the circle, the oval, the triangle, the pentagon, the trapezoid, the hexagon, the square, the rectangle, the parallelogram, and the octagon. And these aren't all our shapes, our 2D shapes, you know, but these are old family friends of ours. We don't want to just forget about these. And before we look at 3D shapes, it's really important for us to look at these shapes again, because these are old friends. So we're going to look at each one of these one by one just to make sure you know who they are before we learn all these new shapes. This first shape doesn't even need an introduction. It's the circle, that round figure. It's awesome. We love this shape. It's one of the first ones we ever learn, the circle. This next shape is one of the stretchy shapes, the oval. It's like a circle got stretched out. It's elongated. It's a tremendous shape, the oval. Here's another familiar shape, the triangle, 3 sides. We love the triangle. The triangle is great. The 3-sided friend, 3 sides, a triangle. Wait, I keep saying we love the shapes. I mean, we like the shapes, but do you love the shapes? Do I love the shapes? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I need to take it easy here. Alright, let's keep going. The square. 4 sides, all equal. You know, the square's good. The square's a good shape, you know? Sometimes you just need a square. Sometimes you just need a square. Here's the rectangle. The rectangle is longer than the square because not all 4 sides are equal. The rectangle. I know. We're in the middle of something here, but I have to share this, okay? So, what do you call a hamster with a top hat? Abrahamster Lincoln. I digress. The trapezoid, a cool shape with 2 of the sides being parallel to each other, and the parallelogram, another 4-sided shape. Both pairs of sides are parallel to each other. And finally, the pentagon with 5 sides, the hexagon with 6 sides, and the octagon with 8 sides. What awesome shapes! So, let's go ahead and do a quick 2D shape quiz. I need your help. I want to see if you really learned these, if you really know these before we get into the 3D shapes. So, help me out here. We're going to have an awesome time. Wait, what? It's not my birthday? Oh, well. What type of shape is on the top? Yeah, a circle. What type of shape is in the middle? A square! Awesome! Okay, now, what shape is on the bottom? Of course! A triangle! Awesome job! Now we've got more. This is a little trickier. Which shape is in the middle? Yeah, a trapezoid. Which shape is on the right? The pentagon. Good job. And which shape is on the left? Yeah, the square. Now try these. Which shape is on the bottom? Yeah, the oval. Which shape is on the top? Yeah, the parallelogram. Which shape is in the middle? Alright, the rectangle. Great job. Alright, the last one. Which shape is on the left? Yeah, the hexagon. Which shape is on the right? Great, the octagon. And which shape is in the middle? Phenomenal, the pentagon. Alright, we're ready to learn the 3D shapes. We're going to learn how to identify the three-dimensional shapes. If you struggle through the quiz, you might want to watch the first part of the video again. Otherwise, let's get started. So as we're starting out, it's important to remember what makes a 3D shape a 3D shape. There's an old rhyme that says, 3D shapes are fat, not flat. And you can see that with the sphere, which is a 3D shape we're about to learn, and the circle. The circle is flat, but the sphere is 3D. It's three-dimensional. All the shapes are like that. So let's learn all these 3D shapes. So the first 3D shape we're going to learn is the sphere, the one that we just mentioned. The sphere is the 3D version of the circle. It's perfectly round. There are spheres all around us. One of the spheres we see all the time are balls like this soccer ball. A soccer ball is a sphere. It's perfectly round. It's a 3D circle. It's a sphere. You know this sphere. Yes, it's the Earth. It's where we live. Our planet is a sphere. How cool is that? Our own planet is a sphere, perfectly round. It's a sphere. In this picture, we have two spheres. Can you spot them? Yeah, the two spheres are the two bowling balls. Perfect round spheres. Spheres are all around us. Here we have a group of 3 spheres, and you can count them right now. 1, 2, 3 spheres all together. The shape of a ball, a sphere, perfectly round. Well, there you have it, the sphere. What a cool 3D shape to start with. It's round, there are examples all around us, and it's just so cool. And you know what? The 3D shapes are going to get even better. Our second 3D shape is the cone. The cone is a really cool shape with a circle as the base or the bottom, and it all comes up to one point called a vertex. Here's an example of a cone I think we all love, the ice cream cone. If it doesn't have any ice cream inside and you flipped it upside down, you'd be able to see the circle base, and it all comes up to one point called the vertex. Here are 2 cones, a red cone and a blue cone, and you can see both cones have that circle base and it all comes up to a vertex. What wonderful cones! Have you seen these before? They're traffic cones. Here are many cones. I didn't count all of them, but there's a lot, and they're wonderful, wonderful cones. So that's our second 3D shape, the cone, a wonderful cone with a great circle base. It all comes up to one point called the vertex. How awesome is that? Our third 3D shape is the pyramid. I love the pyramid. The pyramid's great. It comes up to one point just like the cone, except the base is a square and the sides, instead of being smooth, they are triangles. Okay, like, these are awesome! These are so cool. The pyramids of Egypt, you see that they have the triangle sides, and the bottoms of these pyramids are square. They're awesome examples of the pyramid. This is a pretty cool pyramid. It's a decoration that you plug into the wall, but it's a great example of what a pyramid looks like. The bottom or the base is square, and there's the triangles on the sides. How cool is this? Here's another pyramid, and it's made of glass. There are so many decorations and things around, maybe even your house, that are shaped like a pyramid because pyramids look so cool. People love putting them everywhere. And there you go. I mean, the pyramid, it's a good shape. You see a lot of them around. They've got the square bottom or base and the triangles on the sides, and all goes up to a vertex. It's a classic shape. It's pretty awesome. Our fourth 3D shape is the cylinder. Now, a cylinder is easy to spot because it's got a circle on the top and a circle on the bottom, and it's smooth all around. Here we have a can of soup, and it's a cylinder. It has a circle on the top, a circle on the bottom, and it's smooth all around. All cans and most jars are cylinders. Here we have 3 cylinders. They're candles. And can I tell you a secret? Most candles are cylinders too, right? Oh my goodness, this is just too crazy and too awesome. Here are 2 more cylinders. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Even batteries are cylinders? Cylinders are seriously everywhere. A circle on the top, a circle on the bottom, and smooth all around. I mean, really, the cylinder is everywhere. I mean, the circle on the top, circle on the bottom, smooth all around. Cylinder, like, what in the world? Do you have to be everywhere, okay? The next 3D shape is the cube. The cube is the 3D version of the square. It has 6 sides or faces that are all squares. Here we have 2 dice. Dice are in the shape of a cube. So these 2 dice are 2 cubes. They have 6 sides or faces that are all squares. Here we have many cubes. These are cubes that are made out of wood. Each of them have 6 sides or faces that are all squares. Here are 7 cubes of ice. Have you ever had a warm drink and you need to put ice in it? It's awesome because it has this great shape, the shape of a cube. 6 sides or faces, all squares. I mean, there you go. The cube, right? The 3D version of a square, and it's got squares all along the sides, right? There's 6 sides or faces, all squares, and I don't know. I think it's a pretty cool shape. Our final 3D shape is the rectangular prism. The rectangular prism is the 3D version of the rectangle. It has 6 sides or faces that are all rectangles. Okay, an awesome example of the rectangular prism are bricks. And here we have 4 bricks, which are 4 rectangular prisms. The 3D version of the rectangle. You may have seen this in your classroom or in your home. It's a Kleenex box, and the Kleenex box is a great example of the rectangular prism. It's got 6 sides or faces that are all rectangles. Okay, so the secret is most boxes are rectangular prisms. So here's another rectangular prism, and it's a box, and it's a shorter box, but it still has rectangles all around, and it's a rectangular prism. What else can we say? It's a cool shape. The rectangular prism is the 3D version of the rectangle. It has 6 sides or faces that are all rectangles, and it's just a neat shape to have around, I think. I mean, it's cool. So let's review. Pyramid, cylinders, sphere, cylinder, cones. Pyramid. Rectangular prism. Spheres. Let's do some more. On the top here we have cubes. We can tell that because it's a 3D square. It has 6 sides or faces. Each of them are squares. It's pretty cool. Do you remember what shape these bricks are? Yeah, a rectangular prism. They are rectangular prisms. They're the 3D versions of the rectangle. At the top we have a cone. A cone. It's got a circle base on the bottom and it all comes up to one point called a vertex. Do you remember the shape here on the bottom? These are 3 cylinders. They have a circle on the top and a circle on the bottom, and it's smooth all around. You're doing such an awesome job. Seriously, it's so cool. So what's this top shape? Do you remember? Yeah, it's a pyramid. A pyramid. A pyramid has a square base. It comes up to one vertex or one point, and it has triangles as the sides. Alright, do you remember this last shape here on the bottom? Yes, it's the sphere, which is the 3D circle, and we started with it, and we're ending with it, and it's so awesome! You have been doing a great job, just like Mike, who's doing these push-ups. You know, he knows it's important to stay fit and to exercise and to stay healthy. And you're like exercising your mind right now, which is super cool. And next, we are going to learn about subtraction. Oh, do you know where I am? Yeah. You know, I'm waiting patiently in this waiting room. Oh, man. It has been a while. Have you ever been in a waiting room before? Cool. Yeah, they can be fun, but you do have to be patient, and it's a good time to think. You know, you can think about all kinds of things. Like, okay, I have 8 cowboy hats. I know, it's crazy, it's weird. 8 cowboy hats, and they're all the exact same. The exact same hat. I've got 8 of them. 8 brown cowboy hats. I mean, what's a guy gonna do with 8 brown cowboy hats that look the exact same? What could I possibly do with 8 brown cowboy hats that are all the same? I mean, I should probably give some of them away. You know, I could give away one of my hats to Bob. And Cookie might want one. Yeah, she might like a brown cowboy hat, you know. I could give one to Nancy, you know, just in case she ever got invited to a Western party. And Chomsky, he'd take a hat. So, as I'm sitting here thinking about my 8 hats, I need to figure out how many hats I'll have left if I give some of them away. To figure that out, we need to use subtraction. You see, subtraction is when you take numbers away. Yeah, very simple. Subtraction is when you take numbers away. So, I begin with 8 hats, and I decide to give 1 away. We're going to need to subtract 1 from 8. The way we would write this is 8 minus 1. Now remember, when we subtract, we're just taking numbers away. So 8 minus 1, we're going to just take 1 away. There we go. How many hats do I have left? What is 8 minus 1? If it helps, you can just count how many hats I have left. What is 8 minus 1? Yeah, 7. 8 minus 1 is 7. Now I have 7 hats. Remember, subtraction is when you take numbers away. And as you might have noticed, we use the minus sign when we write a subtraction problem. You can see it right there in the middle. It's just like a dash. That's the minus sign. So now I have 7 hats, but 2 of my friends stop by, and I decide, you know what? I know I just have 7 hats now, but I want to give 2 of them away. Now, I'm going to be subtracting 2 hats from my collection. We would write this by saying 7 minus 2. Now let's take away 2 hats. We'll find out how many we have left. What a wonderful subtraction problem. What is 7 minus 2? If you need help, you can just count how many hats are left. What is 7 minus 2? 7 minus 2 equals 5. Yeah! 5 hats, and you can even count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 hats left. 7 minus 2 equals 5. Do you see how fun and simple subtraction is? Subtraction is when you take numbers away. So now I have 5 hats in my collection. Only 5 hats left. But then I meet up with my cousins, Hooey, Dewey, and Stewie, who want to have hats too. And I'd love to give them hats. So I'm going to give 3 more hats away. So I have 5 hats, and we're going to subtract 3 hats. We would write that 5 minus 3. Oh, I love subtraction so much. Alright, bada bing. There we go. The 3 hats are gone. So, 5 minus 3, how many hats are left? It's pretty simple, isn't it? Yeah, 5 minus 3 equals 2. Good job! Subtraction is just taking numbers away, and 5 minus 3 leaves you with 2. Now I have just 2 hats. We love subtraction. I mean, subtraction is when you take numbers away. And why am I in the middle of the road with a shopping cart? So I had my 2 hats, and that's fun because then the hat has a friend, and they're like buddies, and they're like a pair of friends. And then Chomsky came by, and I said, oh, I'm gonna have to do subtraction again. I'm gonna have to subtract again. Old Chomsky, you know that Choms, he came by. I said, I'm gonna have to subtract again. I'm gonna have to subtract one more time. So I have 2 hats. Minus 1. 2 minus 1. So we subtract that 1, we take that 1 away, and how many hats are left? What is 2 minus 1? Yep. 2 minus 1 equals 1. There's only 1 hat left. Which is fine. I mean, you know, I can only wear 1 hat at a time, and it was the same exact hat. I think about it, subtraction's been good to me. It's good. Subtraction is taking numbers away. Sometimes I do wonder what would have happened if I didn't give that hat away. If Hattie still had his friend, they could have gone to the beach together. They could have gone to birthday parties together. But actually, the hat had a better purpose. To make a friend happy. So, in this waiting room, all I gotta say is, thanks, Subtraction. You are pretty awesome. Oh, wow, look, it's the Homophone Cow! Homophone Cow! Homophone Cow? You're just walking, you're just gonna ignore me? I see how it is. Okay, so you're upset that we haven't included you in other videos. What do you call this? You know, you're in a compilation video. That's cool too. Alright, I need to talk to the Homophone Cow. But in the meantime, let's learn about the continents of the world. So what is a continent? A continent is a large mass of land. The world has 7 continents. So how many continents are in the world? Yeah, 7. The names of the 7 continents are North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica. So, if you're ready, let's learn the continents one by one. The first continent we're going to learn about today is North America. North America is at the top left corner of most world maps. And North America is the 3rd largest continent. It's a pretty big continent. And it's interesting, North America has all of the major biomes, including deserts, grasslands, forests, aquatic, and tundra. A biome is a type of habitat, a natural environment for all living things. Oh wait, hold on a second. Okay. Remember, North America is at the top left of the world map. The next continent we're going to learn about is South America. South America is at the bottom left corner of most world maps, just below North America. South America is the 4th largest continent. That means it's a medium-sized continent. Brazil is the largest country in South America. It is more than half the size of the whole continent. You can see Brazil is colored green on this map. Brazil is so big it's almost the size of the United States of America. South America is home to the Amazon River. Only the Nile River in Africa is longer than the Amazon. The Amazon River is incredible. Remember, South America is at the bottom left of the world map. The next continent we're going to talk about is Europe. Europe is at the top middle of most world maps. Europe isn't a very big continent. In fact, Europe is the 2nd smallest continent. And it's interesting, Europe is the only continent that does not have a desert biome. Remember, biome is a habitat, an environment for living things. Forests were the main biome of Europe. 80% of Europe was once covered in forest, but sadly, now only 3% of Europe is covered in forest because so many of the trees have been cut down. Remember, Europe is at the top middle of the world map. The next continent we're going to talk about is Africa. Africa is easy to find on the map because Africa is right in the middle of most world maps. Africa is the second largest continent. Africa is huge. While in many continents, much of the population are in urban areas, the majority of people living in Africa live in rural areas instead of cities. And this is interesting, with 54 countries, more than a quarter of all the countries in the world are in Africa. Remember, Africa is in the middle of the world map. The next continent we're going to talk about is Asia. Asia is at the top right of most world maps. Asia is the largest continent. It's even larger than Africa. It's the biggest continent in the world. Asia has more people living there than any other continent. Over 4.2 billion people live in Asia. So not only is Asia the largest continent, but it also has the most people. Asia is also home to the largest nation in the world, China. Remember, Asia is at the top right of the world map. Alright, now it's time to talk about the next continent, Australia. Australia is at the bottom right corner of most world maps. Australia is the smallest continent. Australia also has the fewest countries, just one country. Can you guess what the country is? Yeah, the country of Australia. This is interesting. In the continent of Australia, there are more sheep than people. Tons and tons of sheep. Australia is also home to many unique animals, like kangaroos and koalas. Remember, Australia is at the bottom right of the world map. Our last continent is Antarctica. Antarctica is at the very bottom of most world maps. Antarctica is the least populated continent. Antarctica receives visitors, but has 0 permanent residents. That means no one lives there full time. Antarctica is the only continent completely covered in ice. That means the only biome that Antarctica has is the tundra biome. Remember, Antarctica is at the bottom of the world map. You've done such a great job. Now it's time to put you to the test and see how much you learned. We're going to play a quick game called Name the Continent, where you're going to see the continent on the map and you're going to tell us which continent you think it is. Here's the first one. Look at the yellow region. Which continent is that? You can see the 7 choices. Just go ahead and say it out loud. Yeah, it's Asia. How about this one? Which continent is the yellow region? It's right in the middle of the map. Yeah, it's Africa. Alright, now look at the continent colored yellow in this one. It's way at the bottom right corner of the world map. Which continent is it? Alright, Australia. How about this one? Look at the yellow region. It's way at the bottom on this one. Which continent is it? Do you have an idea? Yeah, Antarctica. Here's another one. Look at the yellow continent. Which continent is it? Uh-huh. It's South America. Great job. Here's another one. Which continent is the yellow continent? It's in the top middle of the map. Yeah, it's Europe. Here's our final one. Look at the yellow continent. Which continent is it? Yes, North America. Awesome job. Awesome job. Well, that's all for the continents. We appreciate you playing the game with us and learning with us. And next time somebody asks you about the continents, you'll know all 7 of them.
Hey, when is it going to be my turn? I want to be in this compilation video too. Okay, let's see. I'm going to teach about rhyming. The park is so much fun. You know what else is fun? Is using rhyming words while you're at the park. Like this. Have you ever tried to glide down the slide? It's like a game. Whee! That was great. And you can practice rhyming anywhere. Like at an airport. The planes fly high up in the sky. Whoa! Or at the grocery store. Don't drop your lollipop while you shop.
Oh, man!
Rhyming words are words that end in the same sound. Lollipop and shop are rhyming words because they end in the same sound. Lollipop, shop. Tried and slide are rhyming words because they end in the same sound, even though the sound is spelled differently. Tried, slide. Sky and drop are not rhyming words because they don't end in the same sound. Sky, drop. Do these words rhyme? Face, space. Great job! They rhyme because they end with the same sound. Do these words rhyme? Dog, plane. Very good! They don't rhyme because they don't end with the same sound. Do these words rhyme? Right, bright. That's it! They rhyme because they end with the same sound, even though the sound is spelled differently. You did great today! We learned that rhyming words are words that end in the same sound, even if the sound is spelled differently. Have fun finding rhyming words! See you next time!
This is such a heavy cart. Oh my goodness. It's hard work. You know, a lot of times learning can be hard work too, but we hope that these videos are really helpful and make learning fun so that learning isn't hard like pushing this cart. Oh my goodness. Alright, what's the next thing we should learn about? Let's learn about even and odd numbers. A number belongs to one of two groups. Either it's an even number or it's an odd number. So what's going on? Why is this even a thing? We're going to talk about it. Even and odd is actually pretty easy, but it's just a matter of knowing what to look for. So we're going to be like detectives together, okay? You're going to have an eagle eye. To help us out on our quest, we're going to use dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are awesome. And here's a red dinosaur that's... I don't know why it's windy. There's wind going on, and I don't know. Let's change the scenery. Let's make it more modern day. There you go. Look at that. Just walking through the neighborhood, strolling. He's ready to help us discover the secret, right? To knowing even and odd. So what is this key that we're looking for? What are we looking for that will tell us if a number is even or if the number is odd? An even number can be grouped by 2. An odd number cannot be evenly grouped by 2. So it's all about the number 2, and that might sound confusing. Let me show you and you'll see. Here is the easiest number to do. We're looking for the number 2. Okay? Can it be put in a group of 2? Well, yes, because it's the number 2. We've got 2 dinosaurs. That makes 2 even. Now this is odd. This dinosaur's all alone. He's not in a group of 2. This makes the number 1 an odd number because he's all alone. That's odd. It's an odd number. Let's look back at the number 2. See, what's neat about this is it's an even group of 2. That means our dinosaur has a friend. He can talk to his friend. He can hang out. It's not weird. It's not odd. It's an even number. Here we have 3 dinosaurs. Now, can we put the number 3 in even groups of 2? Well, no, because that third dinosaur is all alone. The top 2 dinosaurs have somebody. 3 is odd. There's one that's missing a partner. Here we have 4 dinosaurs. Now we're looking for groups of the number 2. Now we have two groups of 2 here. That means it's an even number. Each dinosaur has a friend. Wow, 5 dinosaurs. But look, one on the bottom doesn't have a pal, doesn't have a friend. That's odd. It's not evenly grouped into 2. 5 is an odd number. Hey, buddy, okay, don't run, okay? We'll get back to the even numbers. I know you don't like the odds. You don't like being the odd dinosaur out. It's okay. I promise this next number is going to be even because it goes for even, odd, even, odd. Just hang on. Man, dinosaurs, so temperamental, I mean, what's that all about? I mean, a dog wouldn't have done that, Dogs are better, I think, now than dinosaurs, I'm just kidding. Dinosaurs are so cool. Moving on. Here we have 6 dinosaurs. Now, each dinosaur has a friend. That means 6 is even. You can split it up in groups of 2. Oh, here we have 7 dinosaurs, but there's one dinosaur that's all alone. 6 of them have friends, but one is all alone, doesn't have a pair. 7 is odd. The number 8. Does everyone have a friend? Yes! There's no one without a friend. Number 8 is an even number. It splits up into 2 very nicely. 8 is even. Let's go even higher. The number 9. Now you can see really quick, it's easy to spot. Is 9 even or odd? Yes, it's odd. There's one who doesn't have a friend. 9 is odd. Oh my goodness, 10. 10, is it even or is it odd? You tell me, you know how to do it now, you know the trick. Yes, 10 is even. Everybody has a friend. Now we're about to teach you 2 sneaky tricks that you can use with even and odd numbers, okay? So seriously, it's not really sneaky, but anyway. So this first trick is that all of the numbers alternate from odd to even and back. And we're going to show you what that means and what that looks like. Here we have the first 10 numbers, numbers 1 through 10. And the trick was all of the numbers alternate from odd to even and back. Do you remember if number 1 is odd or even? Yes, number 1 is odd, because remember, number 1's all by himself, doesn't have a friend, doesn't have a partner, it's not an even number. Number 1 is odd. Now, we remember number 2, right? Number 2 is even. Yes, because it can be grouped in 2, because it is 2. Now, if they alternate, that means which one is number 3? It's odd. This is where it gets fun. If 3 is odd, then that means 4 is even. Good job. And if 4 is even, that means 5 must be odd. Yeah. And if 5 is odd, that means 6 must be, you guessed it, even. And if 6 is even, that means 7 must be odd. Yes, 7 is odd. If 7 is odd, that means 8 is, come on, what's the pattern? 8 is even. And if 8 is even, that means 9 must be odd. And if 9 is odd, come on, is this not just the most fun trick ever? If 9 is odd, that means 10 is even. They all alternate. So the first trick is that they alternate. The numbers alternate. Odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even. Now, we're going to look at the second trick. The second trick is that with numbers bigger than 10, if it's odd or even, you can see on the end. With numbers bigger than 10, if it's odd or even, you can see on the end. To demonstrate, let's play a game we here at Homeschool Pop call Odd or Even. We're going to look at a number that's bigger than 10, and we're going to look on the end to see if it's even or if it's odd. Our first one is the number 21. Is it odd or is it even? It's odd. How? Why? Well, we look on the end. The end is a 1. A 1 is odd. It's all by itself. A 1 is odd, so 21 is odd because 1 is the ending. Did you know that means 71 is odd, and 101 is odd, and 131 is odd, and the number 1001 is odd? Why? They all end in 1. Let's try this one, the number 32. Is it odd or is it even? 32 is even. Well, how do we know? Because of the ending. Look at the ending. It's the number 2. 2 is an even number because it's a group of 2. It can be put in groups of 2 because it is 2. The same rule applies. This is the second trick. With numbers bigger than 10, if it's odd or even, you can see on the end every single number that you can think of that ends in 2 is an even number. Let's try one that's a little more tricky. Let's try the number 100. Is 100 odd or is it even? 100 is even! It's even, and we know that because of the ending. It ends in a 0. Now remember our second trick. With numbers bigger than 10, if it's odd or even, you can see on the end, and the ending is a 0, and every number that ends in 0 is even. Let's look at the chart again. As you can see, 10 on the bottom ends in 0, and it's even. Every single number that ends in a 0 is even, just like every number that ends in a 1 is odd. Every number that ends in a 2 is even. Every number that ends in a 3 is odd, because 3 is odd. Every number that ends in a 4 is even. And it goes on and on. Numbers that end in 5 are odd. Numbers that end in 6 are even. Numbers that end in 7 are odd. Numbers that end in 8 are even. Numbers that end in 9 are odd. And then numbers like 10 that end in 0 are always even. So there you go. Odd and even. As long as you learn these, you'll know any number because the endings always tell you if it's odd or even. So once you know these, you'll know all of them. We are so happy to have you with us. I mean, you are so awesome. You really are. Oh, you like my poster? Yeah, Mr. Whiskers poster, you know? It's pretty cool, you know? It's a pretty cool poster, pretty cool cat, too. I wonder what he would like to learn about next. If he would learn from one of our videos, what would he like to learn next? How about, let's learn about the oceans of the world. So what is an ocean? Well, an ocean is a huge body of salt water. It's bigger than rivers, it's bigger than lakes, it's really huge, and it's salt water. It's not fresh water. If you've ever gotten ocean water in your mouth, you can taste the salt, okay? The ocean. Have you ever been to an ocean before? Cool. Well, we're going to learn about the world's oceans in this video. The world has 5 oceans. How many oceans are in the world? The same amount of fingers you have on one hand. 5. So here are the world's oceans. the Arctic Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and the Southern Ocean. Let's learn the oceans one by one. The Arctic Ocean. The Arctic Ocean is way up north. In fact, it is by the North Pole. The Arctic Ocean is the smallest ocean and the most shallow ocean. There's lots of ice in the Arctic Ocean, but much of it has been melting. So where can you find the Arctic Ocean? Well, the Arctic Ocean is way up north. You can see here the arrow's pointing at it. It's way at the top of the world map. Now let's talk about the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is right in the middle of the globe and is south of the Arctic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is the second biggest ocean and is home to many species of whales, sharks, dolphins, and other creatures. So where can you find the Atlantic Ocean? Well, the Atlantic Ocean is in between the Americas, Europe, and Africa. Now let's learn about the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is in between the Americas and Asia and Australia. And the Pacific Ocean is the biggest ocean in the world. It's not even close. It's the biggest ocean of all. The Pacific Ocean is huge. Now this is interesting. The Pacific Ocean appears in two places on most world maps. And you might be wondering, why is that? Well, the Earth is a sphere. That's the shape of the Earth. The Earth is a sphere. It's a 3D shape. But on maps, it's just 2 dimensions, so it is flat. So, the Pacific Ocean is by the Americas, but it's also by Asia and Australia. So it appears in 2 places on many maps, and you can see where they are with the arrows. Next up, the Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean is further south, in between Africa, Asia, and Australia. The Indian Ocean is an important place for species like the humpback whale. The Indian Ocean is also important for transporting goods. For example, each day, millions of barrels of oil are shipped across the Indian Ocean in big oil tankers, just like the one in this picture. The Indian Ocean is here between Africa, Asia, and Australia. Our 5th and final ocean is the Southern Ocean. The Southern Ocean is way down south. In fact, it is by the South Pole, which is actually part of Antarctica. The Southern Ocean is home to many amazing creatures, like emperor penguins, for example. The Southern Ocean is at the bottom of the map by Antarctica. Great! Well, now we're going to fly and glide into a game that's going to see how much you learn about the oceans. We're about to play a game called Name the Ocean. We're going to show you some pictures, and you let us know which ocean you think it matches. As a quick reminder, these are the 5 oceans of the world: the Arctic Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and the Southern Ocean. Let's begin. Alright, let's get started with this first one. Look at the dark blue sections of this map. Which ocean is this? Think very carefully. This is the ocean, here's a hint, that we said can be sometimes at two different places on a map. Do you remember which one? Yeah, the Pacific Ocean. Alright, here's the next one. Which ocean is this in the dark blue? It's way up top, isn't it? Way up north. Which ocean is it? Yeah, it's the Arctic Ocean. Here's another one. Look at the dark blue section of the map. Which ocean is this? You can see it's in between Africa, Asia, and Australia. Do you remember what the name of this ocean is? Great! It's the Indian Ocean. Let's try this one now. Look at the dark blue section of this map. What ocean is that? It's way down below everything else near Antarctica and the South Pole. Which ocean is this? Yeah, it's the Southern Ocean. Here's our last one. Look at the dark blue section of this map. Which ocean is this? It's right down the middle, and it's in between the Americas and Africa and Europe. Which ocean is this? Yeah, it's the Atlantic Ocean. We're so glad you could spend time with us today. Next time somebody asks you if you know the oceans of the world, you could say, "Yep, I do. I saw the video." Wow, Mommy, you're doing such a great job in your race. I had no idea you were an athlete, okay? I mean, with all that cloth wrapped around you, you're doing great. You're doing a great job, just like these kids are doing a great job learning. In fact, how about this? The next thing we're going to learn about is Roman numerals, which is a different way to write numbers, and it was used a long time ago in ancient Rome, and it's been used since then. And you can think of it almost as a secret code way of writing the numbers. It's pretty simple to learn, and we're going to go through that. The first Roman numeral we're going to learn is the Roman numeral I. And I is 1. I equals 1. So if you see an I with a Roman numeral, it's 1. The letter V is the Roman numeral that means 5. And the letter X is the Roman numeral that means 10. So when you think 1, it's an I. If you think 5, it's a V. And if you think 10, it's an X. So that's it. Just those three. I, it almost looks like a 1. That's how you can remember that I is a 1. I is the Roman numeral for 1. A V is in the number 5 when you spell it out. The number 5, you see that right there? It has a V in it. So when you think of V, you know, oh, you know what? There's a V in the spelled out number 5. So V has to be 5. Now, 10 is X, and we can't think of anything that could remind us of that. So there is no memorization thing. Just when you see the X, it's 10, and that's just what we're going to have to do. Okay, one last time here. I just want to make sure you get it. There's only 3. I is the Roman numeral for 1. V is the Roman numeral for 5. And X is the Roman numeral for 10. And you gotta understand that so that we could start playing kind of a game of putting them together and making numbers other than just 1, 5, and 10. So let's get started. So let's practice putting these Roman numerals together. What number do you think this is? You see two I's, and I is 1, so the answer is 2. 2 I's is the number 2. What about this one? What number do you think this is? There are 3 I's. Yeah, it's the number 3. Let's try this one. What number do you think this is? We see 2 X's, and X equals 10, so 10 plus 10 equals 20. Great job! This is the number 20. Whoa, this one is so cool. Okay. An X and a V. What number do you think this is? The X is a 10. The V is what number? 5. Awesome. So what is 10 plus 5? 15. Whoa! Thanks so much for helping out. Now that we've looked at how to put some of these together, I want to tell you about 2 special numerals that are a little bit different, and so you're going to have to just remember these on their own. The first is the number 4, and the number 4 is represented with an I and a V, and the I is before the V because 4 is 1 less than 5, which is V. So remember, with 4, it's IV. With 9, it's similar, except with the X. 9 is IX. X is 10, and I is just before it, so 9 is IX. Okay, that was really cool. Thanks for hanging out and learning those with me, but we're not done. We want to go through all the numbers up to 30 just using the numerals, and I want to see how much you've really learned. So if you'll do me a favor, as the numerals go up, I want you to say the numbers along with me, and we can practice together. Sound good? Alright, let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Well, there you have it, a new way to write numbers. Wow, you completed the video. That is so impressive. Well, you might notice there's a circle right here on this video page that you can click to subscribe to our channel, or you can click this rectangle to go to another one of our videos. But keep learning. Learning is so cool.